Welcome to the EDU-TRIBE channel with Maria Onya, and today I will be sharing with you on flashcards. Flashcards. Have you heard that before? Have you used them before? Let me see your responses in the comments section. Flashcards. I will start first by asking you, why do you teach? You teach because you want children to learn what you have taught, and to be able to apply that knowledge wherever it becomes necessary. That's why we teach. And when you teach, if you're a good teacher, then your students should do well in the exams. I find that some teachers think that their role, their work, their purpose is to judge students, decide who is smarter and who is not. That is not right. You are supposed to teach and ensure that all your students learn and they do well in your assessment. The assessment is not the priority. The most important thing is that they learn. But if they learn, they will do well in your exams. So your role is to teach. They learn and they do well. And how they perform shows how great you are. That's why we teach, right? So flashcards are aids that will help you teach well, will help your students do well. It's midterm already. You have taught them for 6 weeks. And when you return, you have just a few more weeks. And then they take exams. How well will they perform? Because as a pro, you should aim for at least 80% average in your class. Flashcards can be very useful in helping children do well in examinations. What are flashcards? They are cards, actually cardboard papers that you write information on. What information? Learning. They can be small and they can be large. So you can have a whole cardboard paper as a flashcard. You could also cut them into smaller pieces, maybe into 2 or 3, depending on what you want to write on them. So when you cut these papers, you then write on them. And I'll show you an example of what you should write on them. So you're not writing your whole lesson on flashcards. What you're writing is the summary. What you're writing is the main objectives. Remember that as a great teacher, you teach with objectives, right? You teach with objectives. So in the whole body of learning, there are actually a few things you expect that child to write in an exam setting. The others are just, details. But the main idea is what you want them to recall. So that is what you put on a flashcard, not the stories. How do you use flashcards? So you cut your cardboard papers. I'll show you samples, right? And then you write that thing that you know that this child must remember. That thing they must know to be able to do well in the exams. So when they return from the midterm now, if you prepare your flashcards during this period, then you're going to use it frequently. You can use it every day. And you will see amazing results in their assessment. I'm going to share with you maybe 5. I have like 10, so I'll do 5 in this video. 5 advantages of using flashcards. 5 advantages of using flashcards. Number 1, Flashcards saves time. It will save you so much time because you have already prepared the things you want to share. You've written them down. Imagine trying to draw the human body on the board. Maybe you don't even draw well, and your period is 40 minutes. You will spend at least 20 trying to draw. Sometimes you draw and clean and you draw again. Now imagine you had done that at home on a cardboard paper, and you just come to the class and then you stick it to your board. You have saved yourself a whole 20 minutes. And then you don't have to start editing, cleaning, and all that. It's there. You just bring it out and you paste it. Now, again, you don't need to delete it because you can just put it anywhere on your wall and children can always refer to it. It saves time. You don't have to write and clean. And it is there with you. You don't have to rewrite the next day. Let's say you have spelling words, for example, 20, 30, 50, and you put them on cardboard paper or flashcards. See, you don't need to repeat that every morning. Once you come in the morning, you flash and they say the words. So flashcards are time savers and in fact life savers. You understand? So please understand that it will save you time. That's number one. Number two, children can learn with flashcards even when you're not teaching them. So as a teacher, I would have flashcards on all my topics, the big ones and the small ones. I will put them in large bags, Ziploc bags. So when I come to the class, I had a box that I put them. My students know that social studies is in this box. It is actually labeled social studies. So those who have issues with social studies will go there. They will pick out the envelope. They will pull out the cards and they start studying and reading. There are questions and answers on them. So one student might just pick it up and start asking questions and others will answer. I don't have to be teaching them. So it helps with self-assessment, self-learning. It is student directed when you have flashcards. Imagine that. So while you're marking or you're somewhere doing something else, they are learning because the learning is on cards and they are organized. And do you know what? Because most times these concepts don't change. You can use it every year. So for me, I usually would laminate my flashcards. I will go so that it doesn't tear, right? I will go laminate them. And I will use it every year for the 5 years, maybe however long I'm teaching that class. I have the same flashcards. Just imagine that. I just update them. Is that not a lifesaver? Another thing, flashcards are easy to carry. So in an envelope, I'm carrying my entire social studies skills for the term. Can you beat that? The topic, the main idea, the most important supporting details, I can present them as questions. I can present them in any way I like. And it's just there in a container. And once I want to teach that topic, I pull it out. And, we discuss, we talk, then I flash. So at any point, I can ask any question without thinking much because it's already in a flash card or in a card and in a box somewhere. I don't have to write them all the time. And I won't forget them because it's just there. So they are easy to carry. So during the midterm, what I typically do, I will sit down and put all my lessons on flashcards. Big ones, shorter ones, however I want it presented. And again, I will show you samples, right? And by the time I resume from midterm, I'm ready with all my topics for all grade levels. Prep, cut, laminated, stored. Because I want my students to do well. I want them to learn when I'm not there. I want to be able to flash because I won't remember everything. But once I pull it out, I know the topic that I'm going to share with them. So it's easy to carry. Number 4, it improves focus. Children will rather learn with flashcards than go through, large textbooks and notebooks that they read half of the information they don't really need. When you are flashing cards, I'm telling you the attention is on you because it's not much. They are not burdened. They are not scared. It's fun, right? So students will focus on a flashcard more than on a large body of text. And let me say the last one for this video. Because it drives repetition. Okay, so let me give you an example. Say I put my spelling words on flashcards or any topic for that matter. I come into the class in the morning, my students come in, and I just tell a student, okay, pick the box or the envelope for this or the cards, wherever I dump them. Sometimes I stick them to the wall, right? And I say to them, in the next 5 minutes, let's run through this. If we run through it every day for 1 month, please tell me how they can forget that topic. So flashcards aid repetition. And when lessons are repeated at intervals, it reinforces memory. Students will not forget because they've had it every day for 1 month. So flashcards helps with repetition and reinforces memory. They will remember. Are you going to try this? During the midterm, write your lessons on cardboard papers, the most important ones. I'm going to give you an example of what you should do. Okay? Put them there. Even if you do not have money to laminate them, write them there and then use it every day in the class. Come back and tell me how they perform. Remember, Maria Onya, the EDU-TRIBE channel. Subscribe, and in my next video, I will share the remaining 5 advantages of using flashcards. It will make your students shock you. Thank you. Subscribe, share, like, and see you in my next video.